I wanted to continue this sort of tone that we established in Man of Steel, but I really wanted to kind of sort of recapture some of the cinematic quality that I've always loved over my career and the movies that I loved growing up that inspired me. So I think with Batman v Superman, you're going to get a movie that certainly lives in a real world, but certainly has, I believe, has much more sort of cinematic markers. We weren't really sure whether it was going to be a straight sequel or whether we wanted to branch out and go in another direction, or how we were going to. We knew we had established a Clark Kent Superman character in a world that we now could build out from. And we just felt like it was an original and interesting concept to pit him against another hero, but a darker hero. And Batman was the perfect foil. And it just seemed like once you say Batman out loud, it's hard to beat it. It just is. He's been dealing with sort of the everyday world of being a superhero, but that there's a paradigm shift happening in that consequences of some of those rescues are starting to come now into fruition. They're starting to, he's starting to see that every action has a reaction. Like there's no such thing as just purely being good all the time. He's a veteran. He's been doing it for 20 years, being Batman. He's lost along the way a lot of his friends, and you know, he's kind of become really reclusive, as you would imagine. And you know, all that's left basically is he and Alfred, and you know, he realizes that, like, you know, his true legacy would be to do something about this global problem. You know, it's not just picking the weeds up of these criminals. And like, you know, because once you pull one criminal, another one grows in his place. And that's therapeutic for his issues. But the real work would be to kind of change the future of mankind, you know. You know, he's kind of the puppet master of the film, kind of controlling these two mega heroes, forcing them into conflict a little bit, you know, behind the scenes. And it was important to me that Lex be in the movie because it felt like Lex is really the, you know, big Superman villain. You want him to exist sort of outside of time and be like as big as Superman. And Jesse's done, I think, a really cool job with Lex in making him more contemporary, making him more like he's young, he's multidimensional, he's smart, he's also difficult to place, you know, he's all the things that you want from a villain, in the sense that, like, when you think you've got him figured out, he reveals something else about himself. To bring Wonder Woman into the movie just it seemed natural and kind of correct, I guess. Yeah, and like as I say, you know, Engel is, you know, so kind and confident and cool, and just all the things you would want in a Wonder Woman. And I'm just excited not only for her role in this movie, but for her Wonder Woman standalone movie, where we get to really see where she came from and what her deal is. But get a little taste of it in this movie. Once you see Batman and Superman standing, looking at each other in a movie, now anything's possible, right? The worlds have finally like meshed up. And I think that the implication of that, of course, is that there's a massive universe, DC universe, that's just ready to explode.